Everywhere we go, distractions are around us. In a world where people have ever-decreasing attention spans, this can make it hard to get anything done. It is a phenomenon that pretty much everyone has experienced. But it doesn't make sense. Logically, why would you ever give in to procrastination? On the surface, it doesn't. The answer of why can be different for each person. For me and many others, it's not understanding the inherent value of our time. American-Hungarian physicist Barabashi once wrote, "Time is our most valuable, non-renewable resource, and if we want to treat it with respect, we need to set priorities." The problem with procrastination isn't necessarily that it affects one task or one piece of your life, but that it affects everything you do. When you procrastinate, it takes longer to get things done, and you don't have as much free time to do what you truly enjoy. Ironically, since we tend to procrastinate on things that we aren't terribly excited about doing, we end up doing more of that rather than what we want to do. This is all very clear and has been said 1,000 times before. The problem is, it just doesn't work. I'm not you, but whenever I've been told not to procrastinate by either a teacher, speaker, or even a parent, it sounds like a great idea. But the problem arises when I go home and I don't do it because I continue procrastinating. The reason I think this don't wait until the last minute speech doesn't work is because it ignores the how, what to implement to stop procrastinating, and just focuses on the what, procrastinating. To illustrate my point, I have a 5-year-old brother named Gabe. He's at the age where he's learning to play baseball and play sports. Teaching Gabe how to throw a ball by telling him the benefits of baseball, the benefits of exercising, wouldn't work at all. And it doesn't work here either. So to avoid this turning into just a simple procrastination speech, I'm going to add the how part. One of those most major things I have done in order to cut down on procrastination is increase the productivity of my work environment. Let's say, for instance, you were writing a speech about procrastination. You have 3 options for noise: silence, music that you usually listen to, and classical music. I've always gone with classical music for this reason, because it's calming, because it keeps me focused, and because it keeps me productive. You might be thinking that silence would be the best option, but I disagree, because for long periods of time, silence can be very difficult. And regular music that you usually listen to, oftentimes, for me, is too distracting. But you should obviously tailor this to your own needs and wants, because if you don't, then it won't really work. So finding the best option for you is key. The other piece to your work environment is, where are you? For instance, I always try to go to a chair and desk, because on my bed, it's just not the same. It doesn't really put me in the mood to do serious work. But any particular way you choose to optimize your time, the important part is that you have more time available. But how do you get that time in the first place? Without having time to optimize, it doesn't really make sense to do this at all. So that's why scheduling is very important. So you have 2 options for scheduling. If you're a Google Classroom user like me, you can use the To-Do and Calendar tabs. But there are 2 problems with this. What if you're not a Google Classroom user? And also, what if you're not what if you have projects other than school? So for this, I would use a notebook and planner. Keeping an effective schedule of when and how you're going to accomplish the things you find vital are key to making sure that it gets done. Creating a schedule and obeying to it saves you the stress of scrambling to find out what you need, and increases the chances that what you want to get done actually gets done. The longer you let something sit, the longer it'll take your time, because if you're anything like me, you'll waste time worrying about it. That's the least effective thing to do on the planet. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like math at all. But I know I have to do my math homework, because if I don't, then I won't do well. But what would keep me from doing my math homework? That's right, distractions. Distractions are things that keep you from doing what you find vital and what you need to do. But they're frankly more fun than things that you need to do and necessary work. So in order to that, you need to block out the distractions and severely cut down on them. You shouldn't completely remove them from your life, but when you're working, you need to take them away, because if you don't do it now, you have to do it later. And that should be your mindset. Distractions are different for everyone, but for most people, television and the internet are very common ones. Not doing these to excess will keep you towards the path of your goals, and that's what you want. Time management is the most important life skill, because without it, it severely limits everything you will be able to do. By keeping an effective schedule, greatly reducing distractions, and creating the best work environment for yourself, you can do a lot better with productivity than you normally do. You'll find that you have a lot more free time and that you're a lot less stressed out. Being direct and purposeful with how you're spending your time works a lot better than just using it in a non-optimal way. In short, if you can take control of time management, you can take control of everything else. It's true that we live in a world full of distractions and where people have ever-decreasing attention spans. However, by implementing these tips, you can loosen the hold procrastination has over every single one of us. Thank you.